Yes, we're online.
Oh, there's a bit of delay on YouTube.
Yes, there's a little bit of delay everywhere.
Yes.
Uh, hello everyone. We
Hello.
have had some technical issues tonight. I was having
Hello.
problems with my speakers
I
and with
noticed.
my microphone and with my browser all at once. Everything crashed at the same time. But we are here now. Well, how are you guys, Ivan and Sagar?
Good evening. For the moment, all I can say is that I'm healthy. I've been working at home for 3 weeks now. This the most important part at this moment is to stay home and stay healthy. As long as you have that, I can say I'm okay.
That's good to hear. What about you, Sagar?
Basically, yeah.
Hello.
Basically, hello. Basically, we are having a lockdown of 21 days till I think mid-April, and uh, most of the people are working from home and trying to be staying safe.
Yes, well, here the same case. I've been locked down at home for 3 weeks already. Currently, my husband is working from home too. That's why I needed to change the location where I always sit. I always sit at the desk in a room where we that is some kind of studio where we have both desks.
It looks like the
And
same
now
location.
now I
You still
am
have the flag.
and now I am the at the dining room of the home. Well, what
Well,
about
yeah, say
what about the race tonight? What are you expecting for the race tonight? Both elite races and your races, guys.
I was taking a quick look at the elite race. There was a lot of talk in the forums because of the PP guy uh, who took the pole provisionally. And I was curious to see his performance this race. So far, is sixth
I think
place,
we're all curious.
7 seconds behind. Yeah, yeah. Um, we are mainly curious because when you see a PP guy in elite, you are expecting him to relegate. You are expecting him to be a backpacker during most of the season or all races. So this is a surprise, yeah. Not just the pole position that he had provisionally, but the fact that he also broke a track record and with a level 6 car shows how much the PHA is important right now. You can also notice
Well,
that. See, yeah.
no, I was saying that yes, but many think that it's overpowered. You know that it shouldn't be as strong as it is.
Yeah,
What
I
do
wonder
you
who said
guys?
that. um, I think it's not 100% realistic, to be honest, because usually you expect the good cars to be at front at all races up to season 60, 65. I don't know for sure when the PHA change was. Around season 65. All we had in G Pro was having 67. Okay. All we had in G Pro was having the best car, and that's what guaranteed you to win the races. Now it's good that you can you don't need to have the highest car level. Yeah, it's good to add some planning to the game. I just don't think it's realistic to have such a weak car compared to the opposition. We are talking about 4 levels of car comparing to the front runners, and a much worse tire brand. I'm speaking about Dimitri's case specifically. He has much worse car and tires, and is still able to knock down the track record. It's nothing wrong from him. He didn't break any rules. Obviously, he is taking advantage of the game engine. Just doesn't look very realistic to me. And also, there's a thing that usually many people criticize one big push strategies. I think the overpowering of tracks such as Avus or Bremgarten, which is next Tuesday, by the way. Yes.
That's different
pronunciation.
There is
tracks
no way you
such
go
as this one. Yeah. You can't match at both tracks. So it encourages a bit the one big push.
I think that maybe amateur things are different, that a person who wins tonight's race might be able in Tuesday's race too. From pro and above, I don't think that's possible. We will, not only because of the one big pushers, but tracing different characters of the car and general planning, not specifically doing a one big push. Still, they have a better car for one race than the other, and it's inevitable, you know. You need to.
In amateur, I would say you can win both races probably if you have a very good driver and you have a huge pace gap to the rest of the group. It can be done. In pro, master, and elite, you don't have big pace difference. Drivers should look similar. Cars will look similar for sure. The only difference you might notice is the wallets. But on track, you can't make the difference in both tracks. Not if you do it consecutively like we have today and next Tuesday, for example. So probably the faces you're seeing in front this race will not be the same that you will see in front next Tuesday.
Well, we'll see. I'm expecting tonight's race, at least in my group, then I, of course, needed to choose myself too. It's not that at master we don't have to new parts. I had to choose if I part that race or for next for that specific part, and I think some people are forget the sacrifices and the cost that extreme push can carry.
I agree with what you have said. I have applied the same myself. Most people will be aware that this track is very high engine wear, while the Bremgarten is really low on general wear, pretty much on everything, if I remember correctly, except if you use that on testing. Oh, Raman on the pits. That was early. Did we have a weather change? Yeah, we did. It stopped raining.
Yes, it stopped raining. What lap is it?
Just stopped raining, Elite. Lap
Lap
13.
12.
I see 13 in here.
It's starting.
Roman is on the pits.
Okay.
It's the first guy to pit.
Yes.
He chose to wait less laps than the opposition. Let's see his pit stop time.
I didn't know what to expect.
Honestly, I did not take much time to look at this race. I didn't have the engine for the race anyway, so screw it. Gonna enjoy watching other people's race. I haven't
You
tuned
threw
in
it
on my
away.
race yet. Yeah, I would have thrown it away anyway. I couldn't match for this race. I rather match for Bremgarten and the following tracks. Not that it matters much, but it was a choice I made, and you made that choice as well. So you understand what I say. The problem is if everyone matches.
Yes, I'm
If
sorry.
everyone is matching
Was
for
it
Bremgarten,
someone else showing the stream?
I don't see the
Hey
face.
there.
You have to take the box out of the way.
Yes, I'm trying having serious, very serious. I cannot. Change
Watching
the.
Yeah. Watching the start of the elite race, it's curious that Laszlo is waiting to enter the pits.
Where is Dimitri? Because I cannot tonight. I had to the race screen from another computer because I knew this was going to be a problem. So, hello, Cuba.
Oh, hi guys.
How do you pronounce your name?
It's Cuba.
Cuba.
Like the country?
Cuba.
Yeah.
Okay.
A bit like it. This is the name Jacob, Jakub, and Cuba in Polish is the same thing. So I go with the short one.
Very well. Feel welcome in here.
How's the full name?
Is it your first time on the stream?
Yep. Oh, my last name? It's Scheibel. It's like, you know, like a bell ring that is shy. It's kind of easy to pronounce, but I know the spelling is difficult.
Not the last name, but pronounced.
My what name?
Well, don't worry. Don't worry. You didn't get the question. There's nothing to worry.
Your voice is a little bit freezing for me. Like I'm not sure if it's like an issue on my end or in your end. So Flo, I should be overtaking you now, way faster.
Minute. Any second. Watching my own race because of the technical issues. So tell me, where are we?
You're fourth and fifth.
6-second gap between you, but Cuba is 1 second faster than you. Yeah. Because Florencia probably has range setups, or you're boosting, because you are much faster than everyone else.
Oh, I have a dry setup.
Let's see if you can keep up the pace.
He's one big push.
Yeah, I am, and I'm proud of it.
He's one big pushing.
Yeah. but I don't want to win. That would be bad.
He,
How much? 2-3 million
he
baht?
out-qualified me by like
What?
3 seconds.
Yeah, like my technical director carries a way too big winning fee, so I would like to avoid that. Second place would be perfect. What about you, Ivan?
I need to
How is
score
it going?
tonight. I don't know what my pacing.
Now, guys, is it just me?
We'll
I can't
see.
hear you very well. Flo. I think so.
Always technical issues. I'm sorry.
Well, answering your question previously, I'm on 36th place, but I'm not smoking yet, so all things good. Just need to make it to 90% of the race.
Okay.
So I will be happy if I achieve that. Not much to complain.
Yeah, 90%. To make 90% of these rates might be actually a little bit challenging. But I expected like bigger gaps from the qualification times.
If
Right
this
now
was
it's not that bad.
if this was like the other oval tracks where you have 200 laps, I would forget about it. No way you can reach 90% of the race doing what I did, which will be smoking from the engine way early. But still, fingers crossed.
Yeah, good luck.
How about you, Cigar?
It's
What are you doing tonight?
Sorry.
How is your race going tonight? You have been quiet.
I am in P2, running away from the pack.
Which group is yours, by the way?
Rookie 8.
Okay, let me take a look at it. So you started on pole position?
No. Sorry, yes.
I think I know the guy in first place in your group as well, and the one in third. So did you plan to match to this specific track in rookie, or you don't bother to work that much in rookie? How does it work to race on such an unbalanced track?
Basically, I'm planning to promote. So
Yes.
I'm not just seeing at the PHA in at all.
So you didn't bother to match for this track in specific, because the driver gap is probably so big that you don't need to.
Basically, by luck, it was the PHA and my car matched.
Who is there? I don't recognize that face.
With headphones?
I can't read.
I'm sorry.
Is it Bronek? No, I can't read the name of the last
I
name.
don't think that's Ronek.
Well, we should ask the guy to introduce himself then.
Yes, please.
Rooster.
Willing to know full name and group.
Piotr Lorenz from Amateur 9.
Hi, Piotr. How are you, man?
Nice. And you?
Good, good.
I said
Oh,
I forgot to use my wrist.
Polish, another Polish.
2 Poles in here.
Yep.
Kuba,
Two Polish managers.
Today, like, there was an advertisement on like the major Polish website with the news, and we had like the flood of, I don't know, 200 people joining GPRO because of that advert. I was wondering who made it, who's responsible for that. Do you know, Flo? Because we had like the wave of 200.
Yes, I know. I know that those kind of advertisements are generally third, you know.
Oh.
back for
Because there was actually short description about the game as well, that since like few seasons we have like a new race screen, and yeah, I was wondering, I thought it's someone like from within the community, but then no.
So, going to take a quick look at the elite race.
Well, he left, but I don't know if
the rain.
Following.
I don't know if you've noticed, but the rain is back at the elite race.
Yeah, I played that before I leave.
The rain is
back.
Oh
my God! Seriously.
Not good.
That's why I didn't bother much to look at the race.
At some point earlier today, Roland said race is like 7 or 29. I can't recall exactly. We had a race in season 27. We had rain starting again in the first period, so that's great.
No.
Just going to take a look.
How does it work with your strategy, Flo?
My strategy?
No, I asked Florencia because we were like in the same group, but you can answer as well.
Hello.
I don't know.
I have no idea what Lappy is.
Hello.
But regardless of that, way to cover this kind of a scenario, you know, it's so crazy. You cannot cover this scenario. I just
don't know if
went with lots of fuel.
Yeah, but there was a lot of different strategies in that at the elite race. I don't know if you noticed, but Jasper Kuzmans started on rain tires. The rain stopped, and they did not pit his car. Then the rain started again, and is going to pit soon because his tires are worn. But he's saving one extra pit stop, and he held on with the rain tires on the track during the dry stint.
Yeah, Jasper's not as dumb as he looked.
Also, Robert Laszlo waited like 7 or 8 laps to switch tires. Should be curious to see if the rain stops again. What's going to happen?
I just pray about that.
By the way, good evening, Brad.
How's everybody doing?
Rain again? Really?
Yes.
I don't really have any idea what's happening in the race. I just started watching.
Rain again!
Someone is gonna rage quit the game. Stop him.
No, I just reached with my strategy. I just focus to put half setup, half rain, half dry. So I prepared to one pit stop strategy. But my fuel let me go in the dry race on one pit stop, and it rain one pit stop. So if rain again right now, will stop again. So this strategy sucks a lot. But in rain, I can get something like 2 seconds per lap. So it's a good option for me. My English is not very well. Sorry about that.
So who do we have in here today?
No, we understood
The
everything.
names are too small for me to read. Yeah.
Just random douchebag from M3 right here.
Wait, is that Ivan Silva?
Yes.
The sexiest man in G-Pro?
The what?
You didn't know
I
that?
meant Selfa.
The moment you say douchebag, he knew.
Should I put Steva in here or Salfa or something? A couple of weeks ago, I played a prank on the Hellenic 13 race. Yes, I played a prank to his team recently. I saw that one of those guys had a link to the team Discord chat. I entered the chat with the name Ivan.
How are you?
There. So I entered their chat with the name Ivan, and yeah, they knew it wasn't Salfa. Tried my luck. When you have nothing to do during quarantine, this happens.
Yeah, this is my last day of quarantine. After 2 weeks, I will finally be able to go out of my flat.
Is it
Can't
safe
wait.
outside?
I mean, we can still walk. Like no more. Like you have to keep distance of 2 meters from another person. So basically, if you live with the family, you can be together inside the flat. But once you go out, you need to keep the distance, which is kind of funny. But yeah, we can go like to groceries, like have a short walk, go to pharmacy. That's doable.
Yeah, in here we are not restrained from walking to the street, walking out the dog, or going out on emergency or first need tasks, which in my opinion, I think we should be more strict about this issue, because as long as people keep going outside on the streets, the virus will keep spreading. People will only take it seriously when it hits them personally. That's my personal opinion. I'm doing my part, but if the other people don't do their parts, what I'm doing is basically worthless. I'm just delaying something that might happen in the future. So I'm a bit surprised that you say that your quarantine will be lifted.
No, my quarantine is lifted because I came from the abroad. I came from India 2 weeks ago, and we have like obligatory quarantines for each and every person that comes from like somewhere else, right? So this is over, and I've been doing home office, but the rules are not that strict in Poland yet. I mean, I will probably need to go to the office anyway on Monday to do my regular work.
So your company didn't find a way to get you working at home?
Oh, I'm working,
or is it not possible?
They still want me to be in place, so that's kind of stupid, but it is what it is. Actually, I'm at work right now.
I can see you work a lot on G-Pro.
Yeah, like I take it easy, bro.
How much is Flo paying you?
In house.
Yeah.
What is your M4 salary?
Well,
Let me check the
apparently
M4 race.
he's
I don't like the rain.
after me.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
slower. It's ridiculous.
So many Yokos.
You're coming from me.
Like, I hope the... Oh, it stopped again.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, I think so. Doesn't show the...
No, see,
I should have kept my car in the garage.
every race was too low.
That's good. I'm faster. I'm faster on dry.
Man, I can only imagine how much frustrating it must be for people who really are matching for this race and see the weather backfiring.
That's part of the game.
Like, for example, the PP guy that shook the forums recently, he's sitting at 11th place right now. I think most people expected more from him.
Oh, yeah. Well, he
Still
must
a lot
have
of
like
we all
insanely good
expected
run.
him probably.
Oh.
When I saw him beating a track record, I expected like a podium, for example. It's not every day that you break a record on PPs.
Yeah.
An
Yes,
elite record on PPs. So
point.
if he scored a
I don't
podium, it would be
know if I was
legendary.
expecting a podium, but I was score some points at least.
But we have a lot of non-premium tires still in front, so not all is bad. Still shows how much the PHA
Yeah.
means in this race. Tuning up the sound. It's gonna hit something right now. Yeah.
Hi.
Jan.
Hi. So I had to try my other mobile phone. The other one wasn't.
Well, technical aid tonight. Also having problems with my device. We'll survive this. Between the
Probably too many people on the internet.
With the computer, rain starting and stopping. Yes, probably that.
So Jan, did you have a random at the beginning of the race, or did you intentionally plan to pit at lap 4?
I was actually trying to start Crash, but it didn't work. So, yeah. Well, I mean, I want to make 90% anyway, so I just saved some weird.
That's gonna be frustrating.
Yeah, now I have like always the weir and no 90% like on Julian's Ringen.
Throwing the race, that doesn't sound like it. You know, Jan, why such decision?
What?
Have you thrown in the towel?
I'm sorry, there's
I've got one for you, if you want. This also means
I can
that
understand
I
Ivan
have
very
phone
well,
time.
but Florencia, I can't.
Yeah. She is experiencing some
I'm
technical
sorry.
issues.
So Jan, I think the question was,
Pretty
what
sorry about that.
what was the thought behind your strategy
the
there,
way
trying to start Crash?
Well, I mean, the next tracks are completely opposite, so I don't think there is any point. I mean, you maybe can score 1 or 2 points like Roland, but I mean, he spent like 30 million, and I don't have 30 million for 2 points like him.
Mhm. Yeah. But you're going to get the wear anyway.
I
So.
see.
Which shouldn't be low, shouldn't be high on much parts.
True.
Other than the engine, that I expect him to be like what, 90% at the moment before the race. He probably didn't bother to repair the engine. Should we expect to see some smoke before the race, the end of the race?
I think so. Normally, I should start. I mean, I have 3 parts that are 100 now, so no. But I don't really care about this race. Getting my driver some aggro.
All to lower the reputation, of course. Mind games.
I think at that price, I don't really care about reputation anymore. Extending the contract.
So Dimitri,
I think that was an interesting strategy of Jasper. He stayed out on rain tires all the time.
He stayed out on rain tires. He got lucky that the rain came back 10 laps later. Interesting strategy. Unless the dry stint extends a bit now. I think he gambled a bit.
It probably will.
But if the rain comes back again now, it will be a genius strategy. But still a big gamble.
I have to say it was a very, very carefully calculated strategy decision.
I see, for example, Robert Laszlo also gambled a bit. You can notice that it stopped raining a few laps ago, and he hasn't pit yet.
I mean, last race the gamble went pretty wrong for Joachim and Robert.
Laszlo is not doing the same as Jasper. Jasper, I think, is not either is waiting over 10 laps or is not setting dry tires at all, which I would say it's this part. Robert is waiting like 6 or 7 laps. Let's see who gets the upper hand. And there's Andreas in third with 3-4 second gain on Jasper. And Dimitri is on 9th place.
I think Dimitri had a random, huh? He had a technical and then he went in the pits. And it was resolved.
2 consecutive pits. He probably didn't fuel in there. Or did he? Yeah, it's odd that in 7 laps he pits 3 times.
Yeah, I mean, he had for sure random. I mean, he was smoking and the smoke disappeared, so it obviously cost him 35 seconds there.
Well, and he's still in the fight for the points. Should be interesting. Jasper got overtaken now.
I mean, Dimitri, I think 6th place is currently very realistic. So that might be enough to retain the season with 9 PPs in the mix.
Well, let's see if it doesn't have to pit, because he has a durability issue, which the opposition won't have. The temperatures are not very high.
But I think we can see that maybe PHA isn't that much of an issue, because now we have like 5-6 people relying on this race, and so is very limited how many people can retain that way.
Yeah, it's a very good point.
Well, it's still encouraging one big push strategy. Of course, if all people do that, it is more likely that only a few will succeed. Probably a few will succeed as well on next race, Bremgarten, which is like the opposite of this one.
Oh.
Should be an interesting one.
But I think Bremgarten will be more difficult to do one big push because it's more like in line with the following races. So I mean the front guys will probably more. I've heard rumors probably gonna be a bit more on handling than on power. So maybe a bit more difficult for OBP.
It's easier to match on a track like Bremgarten than this one. That's for sure. Yeah. This matching on Avus also means that you might have to compromise a lot of future races until you start repairing the car again, assuming you're going to put a fresh engine or something like that. Tracks such as Bremgarten you probably just need to increase on the test points, and it should be enough most times. Let's see, Dimitri is still in 8th place at the moment. When was the last time we had a PP guy scoring points in Elite? If it ever happened.
Probably in one of the first few seasons of tire suppliers, I would imagine.
I know we had some PPs retaining on those seasons, but I'm not sure if they scored.
Huh.
Let me take a look at history.
One guy has retained on PPs in Elite.
Yes, there are some cases of retentions. But I mean actually scoring points.
So what do you think?
On PPs.
How many points will be required this season to retain?
Well, maybe after Bremgarten we can talk about it. I actually didn't watch the standings yet. No Roland's first, but I don't know the rest.
Well, 24 people have already points, which is quite a lot, I think.
Yeah. Sorry, just taking a quick look at the history. But I don't see any PPs at points in the first seasons. On season 17, you can't see the tire brands on the standings page. You have to click on the managers to see their tire picks. But I don't see anyone on PPs at the points. So this could be a first time a PP tire scores on an elite race.
I mean, if nothing else, it's a fun achievement.
Historic. Yeah. Maybe Vlad should introduce the achievement.
Yeah, exactly.
Just a suggestion. Someone should write on the forum. And I'm smoking, finally.
So Ivan, I've not been following your account. What are your plans here? Are you going back to Elite anytime soon?
No, I'm going back to Pro anytime soon.
Oh, okay. There you go. Are you going to go
That's
down to
probably
amateur, or are you
the-
going to stick around in Pro?
No. Probably Pro. I don't think it should be required to lower to amateur.
What's
think
happened to your plan to kick my ass in Elite?
Oh, that's not gonna end. I just don't settle with mediocre. I need to perform better.
Ass kicking is postponed, not canceled.
No, probably the quarantine drove me crazy. But yeah, I've got some work to do on the sponsors mainly. Work that doesn't make a difference if I do on Master or Pro. And also Pro is becoming slightly easier to build money.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't mind a couple of promo sponsors as well. Let's see, I need to build some momentum. Build some cash, and make a move. Yeah, I definitely intend to attack Elite someday. Honestly, racing in Master doesn't feel there's not much emotion when I win a race. Basically, it's the same for me. Maybe that will change one day. But for now, I have to be patient and make a good decision for the future.
Yeah, patience is a key virtue in this game, is it not?
It's not something I wanted to do, but I'd rather sacrifice this season than the next, or in 2 seasons' time.
Mm-hmm.
So I decide to relegate before eventually having to do it later.
Jan, how many Elite relegations did you go through before your latest stint in Elite?
I stopped blind. I think 6.
Yeah, that's patience now.
That also means 6 promo sponsors. Or was it before the promo sponsors?
If I relegate, no wait, if I relegate 5 times, I should promote 6 times.
Okay.
So did you get the 6 promo sponsors,
but
or
I
was
have
it?
got. No, it was introduced from the beginning. The first 2 I didn't get a promo sponsor. The third time, that was the Panda era where you got like 50 races for 100k, and after that it got better, but
You got
it
a lot
wasn't
of
that
ones.
huge. I think the deals got even bigger.
I like that punishment sponsor.
Well, it's still money. 50 races means 3 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Enough time to freeze
Yeah,
a
but
lot
it
of
takes a
sponsors on
spot
that
of a
spot.
sponsor that normally would have been like $1 million.
Or you can freeze sponsors on that spot for 3 seasons or something. Which isn't totally bad.
I'm not sure if it actually even came active by itself at that time. So I remember that some people complained they had a sponsor that was supposed to finish on that spot and that was contested. And then the spot got blocked by a sponsor for 50 races that was just without the consent of the manager. It was just set there and they lost the negotiation. And then I think they changed it after too many people moaned about it.
Yeah, I think we should all protest and refuse those sponsors. Maybe Vlad would stop
Yeah, I
introducing
also
them.
never exact them.
So, gonna take another look at the elite race. How is it going?
Yeah, it looks pretty good for Andreas.
It looks like it didn't rain again for Jasper, and is now 1 minute down. Did he have to pit for tires?
Yeah, he would pit for tires there.
I think it was a good gamble, but it backfired. On the other hand, Robert, who also gambled, but not as much as he did, is sitting 20 seconds ahead of Jasper. So another interesting race by Robert Laszlo. And Dimitri, of course, still in points, fighting to save that 8th place.
You would think that everyone can make it to the end on fuel, but you can always get a little hairy with these lotteries.
You never know what's going to happen.
Yep.
One guy I don't recognize the name is this guy in 2nd place, Martino Colombo.
Yeah, newcomer.
What's the backstory of him?
Well, I guess I don't know anything about him myself. We would have to get him on live stream.
I think he has a level 6 car.
You say level 6?
No, that's Dimitri.
It was 6 last race.
Okay.
Oh, Roland with a driver mistake. And Dimitri up to 6th place.
Yeah, you're right. Both Colombo and Dimitri have level 6 cars.
I saw someone with a driver mistake a couple of laps ago. Driver mistake looks a bit painful to watch at this track on the live race screen, because it looks like the car is stopping and starting over again for some random reason. Curious situation at Roland's race at the moment. He has his teammate Lee Harding in front of him. Let's see if Lee is letting overtake.
I want to know what Lee, what his thought was about taking bridge rocks this season.
Well, he's standing at 4th place at the moment.
He is, yeah. The weather's been very kind to bridge rocks, though.
I remember Flo saying that Roland talked him into taking bridge rocks.
Yeah, I would like to know what happened in that conversation.
So now he's blocking him.
She walked off at the right moment.
Apostle got by.
Shouldn't, yeah. No, Lee let him overtake, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Team orders. Respect the captain.
For team order, it took pretty long on this easy overtaking track, so I don't know.
Roland probably bribed Lee or did something to the Jaguar code and made sure that Lee would fail to block him. Probably changed Lee's setups for this race. The setup formula for Lee.
I love the conspiracy theories. Why not? Jaguar is just one big vehicle to get Poland more, Apostle more championships.
We should bump those Roland Postle's sheet treat.
We need to get Roland on live stream.
Yeah, I asked him already 2 times. I think he doesn't He even said that he would. I wrote him in his congratulation tweet that his 8th cup must be awarded in the live stream, and he said that he rather doesn't take it than having to take it live. So I guess that was a no.
Yeah, you
Apparently.
would have to lift the cup on the streaming.
He's playing hard to get, like Juk. In reality, he really wants to appear on the stream, but he also enjoys the people saying that he want to have him on the stream. So I think he just enjoys this a little bit more, and then he will appear.
He keeps the mystery alive. You know, at least Roland gives us a picture.
Oh.
Yeah, Flo told me that he's very concerned about pictures as well, so he would never be with a camera online. So he might join with voice, would be completely fine, though.
Yeah, sure.
You should share Yuke's picture. I know you made something special when you won the Elite title.
Yeah, didn't
Can you tell us more about it?
What?
Can you tell more about the prank you played on Yuke when he won the title?
Prank? What prank?
That picture of him. There
That
is
was
one. There is
when he got second on Indy.
No.
You mean
might not be from my
when
time.
you found that picture in Max Top 10?
I think it was you that found the picture. No.
No. You
Was it
showed
me? Yeah.
the Max Top 10 standings, and I made it the group picture at
You made an improvement on the picture, right?
I made a crown on top of the head, I remember. But if I show that, I'm finally dead.
That was a good one.
And you're very happy at Victorious right now?
Well, still enjoying the game for now, so not much changed since when you knew me better on a more daily basis. Still stubborn as hell, a bit egomaniac. I don't like to be told I'm wrong.
Is everything stable over there at Victorious? They seem to have a lot of turnover.
Well, we had trouble with one of the former leaders, which was Mark McTaggart. He had personal issues, which I won't be naming here for respect to him. But the team has agreed that we will let him enjoy the game because G-Pro is a distraction for him over what real life really is. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't want to be in his shoes, to be honestly. I haven't talked to him recently, but man, he's got to enjoy the game. After all, we are here to pass some time and to not think about the problems on real life.
Mm-hmm. Well, we certainly wish Mark well.
Yeah. We still support Mark, and yeah, I wish him and his family all the best. That's all I can say.
Very good.
So Dimitri is on his way to 5th place.
Is he?
Should be a close one.
Enough for retaining.
Yeah, definitely.
It will be very close. Oh, yeah, it's Jasper on the rain tire. No, Dimitri is on the pits. It's gonna be a tricky one. Oh,
Ouch.
I'm sure he will be pissed if he misses the points because of a pit. Joachim also on the pits.
Well, Christos.
Yeah, Joachim's in.
But he'll only fall behind Roland, so 1 point should be safe.
So it looks like the start-stop rain here is causing a lot of problems for people.
Lee is like half a lap under Dimitri at the moment. Dimitri had a quick pit, still in 8th place. It looks like a victory for Raman, which will be a first in Elite. A lot of progression from this guy. I know him from way back then. He wasn't the most skilled guy, but he was always very willing to learn from other people, and now it's paying off.
Andreas is very silent, but he's making his way up, so I think he's that's why he's dangerous. He will one day he'll become Jippo champion, and he doesn't even know why.
Still, a victory in Elite is quite an achievement for him.
Yes, it is.
And
Roland got by Jasper
now. And Jasper, yeah, but Jasper's going straight to the pits. So no overtaking there. And Joel from Victoria's on 6th place might take 5th if he doesn't pit as well.
The Elite race is officially over, so I just saw that I've won my race, and I was hoping not to win that.
Oh yeah, there was a bit of delay here. I wonder if I made 90% of the race. Let's see.
I wasn't expecting to come this close to making 90%. If I knew that, I wouldn't have downgraded the car.
Let's see, did you make 90%? Yeah.
I don't think I make 90% this race. Well, but I did what I have to do anyway, so no regrets.
All right. Well, congratulations to Andreas in his first Elite victory. And I assume Colombo's first podium? And teammate Joachim rang with a good P4.
And Laszlo as well.
The Yoko
great strategy.
Yes, indeed. Even with 4 pit stops.
Also a lot of late pit stops.
And Dimitri gets on the points with 5.
Yes, made it out. Yes, made it out and did not pit in the last laps of the race. That's right, it was Roland. Man, that guy's a robot. Well, guys, it's time for me to have dinner. I will be heading out, and hope you guys enjoyed it.
All right, Ivan, have a good one.
And I will see you later.
Me too. See you, Jan.
Bye.
See you, Sager.
And I don't know who's hosting the video at the moment, so how does it stop?
Flo's probably watching us silent in the background.
Right, guys, I'm heading out now. See you later.
Bye. So, how did your race go?
Yeah.